So let me ask you this question.
Sure.
Have we reached a point where, as a fan of a team, at least a team that has championship aspirations. I mean, if you're a star of the Orlando Magic, go play in as many international tournaments as you want. It doesn't matter. But if you're a fan of a team with genuine title possibilities,
Ross.
right? I mean, do what you got to do. Zach LaVine, play as many Olympic games as you want as long as you play in Chicago. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're one of these other teams, do you actually want your stars playing in the Olympics? We all love our country and want to see the USA win and so on and so on and so on. But when push comes to shove, do you really want your stars playing in the Olympics?
As a team or as a fan?
As a fan.
Oh, God, no. I mean, look, I'm the wrong person to ask, Brian. I don't care anyway. Like, I don't care about the Olympics. I never have cared about the Olympics. I likely never will, except for the sports where this is your one opportunity to do it. Like Olympic gymnastics. I'm not going to pretend that I keep up with the ins and outs of it, but I do recognize
Locked On Gymnastics will not be hosted by Andy.
Well, I mean, I can tell people
pommel horse. Can you imagine 30 minutes a day on the pommel horse?
Wow.
Of just straight pommel horse. And that is a niche podcast.
Yeah, that requires some good guests. That is you got to really know your proverbial shit to pull that off.
Yeah.
But
I would just go like this the whole time.
That's one way to expose yourself to that. No idea what you're talking about.
Turns out the pommel horse is not actually an entire horse.
It's not a breed. Yeah. But I have never cared about sports in the Olympics that's not your main entry point to them. And for something like basketball, like as much as if you go out and win the gold for the country, that's great, whatever.
And people keep track, but it's not the same as winning a title.
The NBA is the be all end all of professional basketball on this planet Earth. It just is. Like I'm not saying that from a Americanized, westernized point of view. It's just factually correct.
Winning an NBA title does more for a player's legacy than winning Olympic gold. There's no question.
So it's not that moving to me. Like when Kobe helped that team win in 2008, that was really exciting.
I mean, after the LeBron's Olympics, Andy?
Right, exactly. But what was exciting about that to me was mostly the game. Like the game itself, and also the backstory of what Kobe had been through that summer. That was the summer of the radio tour when he had demanded the trade, and there was a lot of negativity swirling around Kobe at that time, and both perception of him, but also kind of what he was dealing with in basketball. Right. And it was cool to see him at the center of that type of winning in a really amazing game against Spain. But the idea that it was that exciting to me because America got the gold, like, honestly, no, I didn't care. I mean, I don't care about it on those levels. And ultimately, I'm a league guy.
Right.
I'm a leagues guy.
Right. And I'll say this, like, I agree with you. My answer is, if I could choose, and I think with teams, if you injected all of them with truth serum, any team with a star on a contending team that has a chance to go like really win something, they're all would probably prefer they skip it. Yeah. Teams that, with players who, where the team's not that good. And like, this is some of the good press they can get, Jeremy Grant, the Pistons are like, yes, go Jeremy Grant. But, no, I think most teams of most contending teams would want their players to rest.
I imagine the Nets are not thrilled.
No, absolutely. With Durant. Absolutely.
I imagine they're not happy at all.
And I have the same basic feeling as a fan, but I will say this, I am not going to knock a guy who wants to go do it, because the opportunity to go play for your country is something that every player who does it and goes to the Olympics, the opportunity to go to the Olympics, I mean, it's really cool. So if guys want to do it, I totally support the choice. I would just, as a fan, I'd be more than happy to let them stay home.